No! Don't fight anymore! Don't fight anymore! Okay.
Down, man. Suitcase this, my cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, everybody? You already know, man. Welcome back to Kfrogtv. Y'all go ahead, hit that like, subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. All right. This one here, I'm gonna be, speaking on, what they're introducing into, prison. At least down here, they're actually trying to introduce it, and that is tasers. But before I get into that, I want to let everyone know that YouTube has recently, been not notifying people when people upload videos. So since that's been happening, a lot of channels haven't been getting the views that they were used to get or they're supposed to be getting. So everyone done emailed YouTube trying to see what the problem is and shit like that, and hopefully they get back to us and they solve the issue, because I keep on getting these comments from different people letting me know that they're not receiving the notifications when I upload. All right, so that'll be fixed eventually, hopefully. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into this video. All right, now, like I said, Florida prison, they're actually deciding to, bring tasers, to allow officers to carry tasers with them. To me, I feel like we have a problem, all right? And the reason I say that is because we know how officers are. We know how they like to, take their authority to the max. They abuse their authority as much as possible. So it's only a matter of time before we start hearing about the overuse of the tasers. They're going to be tasing people, at any cost. Because I've witnessed it firsthand of how they do it with the gas. When they spray people with the gas. You feel me? Any chance they get, hell yeah, I'll write the paperwork. To them, that's fun. Just like when you're a prisoner doing time. When you're in a camp and there ain't no fights and there ain't no drama and there ain't no stabbings and stuff like that, the time goes by slow as hell. But when you're at a camp where it's ratchet and people are steady getting cut, hit upside the head with locks and different things, and fights break out, your time starts moving like this. That's the same way these officers are at work. Them days get boring. Every day feels like the same until they're actually putting their hands on someone and getting away with it. All right? And it's only a matter of time before they abuse their authority with these tasers. You feel me? Because that's what they're known to do. Abuse the authority. I feel like if an inmate gets out of line for one thing, if they tell you, for example, you could be in the canteen line. They tell you canteen's over with, go back to your dorm. And you're next in line. You're like, damn, Sarge, what you mean? Like, I've been standing here 30 minutes. You gonna shut it while I'm next in line? Like, what? Go back to your dorm. I ain't gonna tell you again. Man, that's crazy as fuck, man. How you gonna sit here and this? And they gonna up it on you. What you think? And they're gonna try to use that as a precaution to scare inmates. And it isn't gonna scare all of them. It's gonna actually taunt majority of them. Okay? Now, like I said in prior videos, these dudes will write anything to get away with it. They will write anything to make it look like the inmate is wrong, and no officer is going to side with another inmate against any of their staff. You feel me? So it's only a matter of time, like I said, that at first they're going to be covering it up. They're going to say, yeah, that the dart gun, the taser with the darts was used. It did need chemical agents was used, and then it's going to be the same thing to where it looks like it's needed against the inmates. That's what they're going to do. When they want to make it look like something is needed, they present something else for what it isn't. So they'll make it look like the inmates need this. They need this to keep them in line because of all the shit that's really happening. But if it's all a cover-up, majority of it, I would say, is a cover-up, then the inmates just ain't that bad to where they actually need these tasers. Okay? Now, it doesn't matter if it's one inmate. It could be one inmate, and they will abuse their authority by any means necessary. That's just how they are.
Telling me to drop what's in my hand, drop what's in my hand. I could even let it out of my hand. He pulls the trigger, and I'm bare-skinned, and they burned holes in my stomach.
As you see here, it took almost 8 officers to jump on one man who went straight to the ground after being tased by 2 different officers at the same time.
Move. No! Don't fight anymore! Don't fight anymore! Okay, please.
You can see that when he fired at him, he was right up against the door.
The officers are using right here is called the Nova blank round, which is a high-intensity muzzle flash and concussion and shouldn't be used aimed directly at people. But as you see, he was looking for a second shot. So when I say we have a problem, I mean we have a problem. Because it's only going to make the inmates more violent because they know these officers are going to tase them at any given chance. It's going to make it to where the inmates are going to want to, reach for that because no one wants to get tased. So they're going to feel like, oh, this officer's going to tase me anyways. I'm finna take that shit from him. Okay? And then it's going to be to where the inmates constantly, listen when I say this, the inmates are going to constantly have it out for the officers because anything an officer does, it affects all inmates. 10 officers jump on one inmate, all the other inmates feel some type of way, which we're supposed to. You feel me? Now, like how everyone on the streets right now, due to all this stuff that's going on, people are saying blue lives don't matter, right? Okay, maybe when you're speaking on the police, maybe blue lives don't matter. But down here in the state of Florida, we wear blues. That's what color we wear as an inmate. The officers wear brown, okay, and gray. But every camp I've been to, everyone always says, man, blue lives matter, Sarge. Blue lives matter too, Sarge. Speaking on an inmate. You get what I'm saying? Inmates' lives matter too. Because to them, it don't. You get what I'm saying? So by them having a taser, when they already take advantage of being an officer, not a police officer, they're being, a correctional officer, they already have a step higher because that makes it to where them against an inmate, 9 times out of 10, it looks like the inmate's wrong. You feel me? You give them chemical agents. You give them handcuffs. Shit like that. They abuse their authority with that. They already put their hands on inmates when they're handcuffed. They pop the chemical agent spray. They gas people when there's no reason for the chemicals to even be sprayed at the time. Sometimes there is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times there is as well. But there is so much where it isn't needed. Okay? And I've been in confinement to where these officers will pop the can and gas the whole quad because 1 or 2 dudes are banging on the door. Shit, we're in confinement. This shit's like the jungle. You hear people making monkey noises and howling like a wolf and banging on the door and all that stuff. That's what people do. This is the jungle for real. You literally hear sound effects of animal noises. You feel me? But 2 people act up. Next thing you know, they talking about gassing the whole quad. Or a fight break out in the middle of a dorm and officers just want to gas everyone because 1 can's known to clear out a ride of, I think, at least 50, if not more. And they gas the whole dorm because 2 people decided to start gridding. They abuse their authority. You feel me? Because a lot of people who become COs were either bullied in school and they want paybacks, or they were bullies in school and they want to continue bullying and they know that shit ain't going to fly in the real world. It's not going to fly out here. You're not going to just be bullying people on the streets. Someone going to give you your issue. You feel me? So they want to continue and they get away with it. And they feel like blue lives don't matter. Speaking on inmates. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like with these tasers coming, that shit's only giving them a whole nother thing to start taking out on inmates. It ain't meant for other officers. It's literally meant to use against inmates. So I feel like it is only a matter of time before we start hearing the bad about it. Now, mark my words. If they do decide to actually allow them to keep the tasers, mark my words. First, you're going to hear nothing but good about it. Oh, you're going to hear the ups of it. You're going to hear that there hasn't been any problems since they had these. Or an officer got in an altercation with an inmate. Thank God he had the taser. Things like that. They're going to talk highly of it. But in the process of talking highly of it, they're going to be covering the bads. until there's too much to cover to where the bads outweigh the good, and then eventually it's going to all come out. That's what's going to end up happening. You feel me? I want y'all to drop in this comment section if you feel that they should allow tasers in prison on these officers or not. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to all agree, you know, but it is what it is. That's the point of a, you know, that's the point of a discussion, you know, and an opinion. Everyone has their own. You know what I'm saying? So drop your opinion in the comment section, and you let me know if you think these officers should have tasers or not. Or if you think it's going to make prison more bad towards inmates. Or if you feel it's going to make prison in a better way. You feel me? Y'all just drop it in the comment section and let me know. But me personally, like, it could make better, but it's going to be, they're going to be abusing it. So since they're going to be abusing it, it's going to be only bad. It's how I look at it. You feel me? You're going to have the ones that want to carry it just to look cool. Get in an argument with a, you know how these cops do it on the streets? When they go to talking to someone, and then next thing you know, they put their hand on their gun, and then the other person's like, why you putting your hand out? The person's like, why you got your hand on? What, you going to shoot me or something? These officers are going to be putting their hand on their gun and all this shit, and it's going to cause, like, man, what you got going on? And then it's going to just bring more attention. They're going to feel cool because they got the thing to rest their hand on, you know? So to me personally, I feel like it isn't a good thing that they're adding these tasers. I feel like they shouldn't just be hiring anybody as a CO. If you want someone that is a Billy badass, that whoops ass, that's like a fucking like Rambo, then you should have a physical background check like that on these people. Don't just hire anybody. Don't just hire a sloppy person who can't defend himself to where you got to give them a taser now. You see what I'm saying? You should have it to where they at least know somewhat, you know, or they got to pass a physical, a fucking, you know, a damn obstacle course or boot camp course or something. You feel me? Don't just hire anybody, because anybody can get a job as a CO. It's not hard at all. You feel me? So it's like they're not that threatened to where they need a taser, is what I'm saying. So I feel like they would just be using it just to overcome the strength of holding force even more. And all that's going to do is piss inmates off. Because a lot of them are going to be like, man, this officer thinks he's badass because he don't nobody care about that fucking taser. That's what's going to happen. They're going to be acting like they're badass because they got a taser. You see what I'm saying? Even bring that shit into prison. But down here in the state of Florida, they are trying to bring it to prison. Okay? As you've seen in the clips, you know, some county jails and shit, they already start tasing people. I remember when I was younger, you know, the school I went to South Area Alternative. It's in Hollandale Beach, Florida. I went there, and shit, they used to tase the shit out of people too. You feel me? That's what it is. The police in my neighborhood always tase people. They always, you know, where you going? Wait, that's what they you know, they feel different now. But these officers already have their guns. You get what I'm saying? So this is like, oh, I get to bust someone without actually busting them. So I can use the taser. Now you got these officers inside these prisons who don't have a pistol. That their only thing is that. So they're going to always be trigger happy to that. They're going to want to run straight to that. You see? So, for the most part, that's how I feel about this whole taser situation. And as you see in the clips, like I just said, they'll do that shit just to get away with it. You know, they'll gang up 10, 15 deep and jump on one inmate. Ain't no one inmate that damn much of a threat. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially with chemical agents. And it only takes 2 or 3 dudes to jump on them, hold them down, you know, restrain them, the hold man, all that. You know, it's, you know, they always do so much to make it seem like everything they did was worth it. Like, that's why chemical agents had to be used. Next, they're going to say, that's why these tasers had to be used. And that ain't what it is, man. You feel me? But anyways, y'all, this Kfrogtv. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, y'all drop y'all's opinion in this comment section. Y'all let me know if you feel like prison should have tasers, if you feel like it'll help the officers, or if you feel like it'll be worse for the inmates, if they'll use it against the inmates, or if the officers, you know, deserve it. Whatever y'all want, y'all drop it in that comment section. And, you know, shit, let's just see what everybody says. You know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And like I said, if you ain't receiving my notifications, YouTube's supposedly in the process of fixing it. You know, I'm not the only channel going through this. A bunch of channels majority of their subscribers ain't getting notifications. So it's making it to where your views, you might have 40,000 views normally, but then all of a sudden, it just drops to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. You know, like that's just because a lot of people are not getting the notification. You feel me? I guess it's something YouTube's got going on. Hopefully they fix it soon. All right. But anyways, like I said, I appreciate y'all tuning in. You already know Kfrogtv, the Florida channel that don't lie. We're going to keep this shit 100 all the way to the door. Fuck with me.